Consensus is one of the most anticipated events within the blockchain industry. And this year, we are very happy to be part of the special event. Personally, I've been joining the almost every single past event of Consensus, but this time the experience will be very different. It will be online, it will be distributed, and most importantly, it's actually free for the first time. So I think it's a good thing that people around the world can join us, can witness the growth of our industry while staying safe at home. Today, our team has prepared very exciting contents to be shared with the community. I will be doing the opening session with some thoughts on how blockchain could help to solve some of the challenges the world is facing, and how Neo3 can empower the future digital economy. And afterwards, we will have John Wang from NGD in Shanghai. He will talk about the eco-growth part, and also Stan from Neo SPCC in St. Petersburg to introduce us about Neo FS, a new kind of distributed file system built on top of Neo, and also John Devados from NGD Seattle to share the latest update from the Neo ecosystem, the developers' tools. Lastly, Armin from CoinGecko and I will have a Q&A session to discuss some of the trends of the blockchain industry. So I will now start my topic. To understand what the future will look like, we need to first understand where we are and how it became the world we're living in now. So we need to look at the past human history. Since the starting of 16th century, people had been exploring the globe, the whole world, discovering new corners, new lands, and the globalization progress had started very, very early. And it's a steadily upward trend, but still we will see some setbacks. After the age of discovery, we saw the first and second industrial revolution with inventions of new technologies like steam engines, machinery, and electricity. But then suddenly it was interrupted by war, two major wars, the World War I and World War II. And then we saw the continuing of the second industrial revolution. And then the globalization, the industrialization period just somehow interrupted again by the collapse of the USSR. So what we are seeing is overall it's an upward growth, but it's not like a straight line. It's a cyclical growth line. So we see upwards, we see setbacks. And now we are at a junction of a special time. We're seeing the popularity of protectionism. We're seeing the popularity of tribalism, but we are also seeing the emerging of new technologies that are enabling us to form a free, more global market. So we are seeing two forces dragging the society into two separate directions. One towards a globally unified, free marketplace. The other forces are trying to pull back all the economic activities into segregated, protected boundaries. So it is indeed some special time. And why are we talking about this is because I see blockchain as a solution. But is today's blockchain technology ready to become the empowering infrastructure for the digital economy? To be honest, my answer is at least not yet. I think today's blockchains, especially public blockchains, lack of three major capacities to become that kind of infrastructure. I will explain it one by one. So these three capacities are adaptability tokenization capacity, and also interoperability. So the first attribute I want to discuss is adaptability. This is mostly about design philosophy, the choice of governance model, consensus mechanism. Because since inception of Bitcoin, the whole Bitcoin and blockchain community had been talking a lot, debating a lot about centralization and decentralization, proof of work versus proof of stake. There are so many debates on these topics. But to me, to the new community, or maybe to Neo's design philosophy, we believe it's not a binary choice. It's more. It's not even a two-dimension or one-dimension spectrum. It's a multi-varied spectrum. You can make choices and different grades of centralization or decentralization. You can make choices about permissionless or permissioned. How many transactions should be happened on chain or off chain on a layer 2. So there are so many design choices, and you shouldn't make these decisions based on your ideology or your preference, but instead you should make these choices on different scenarios. What kind of business or what kind of application that this blockchain is intended to be used for. So you should be adaptable. It is good news to see that Ethereum are finally moving from proof of work to proof of stake, and there are also different choices of consensus mechanism these days comparing to proof of work alone. So to be adaptable is really a key factor of winning the competition of public blockchains, to get ready for the mass adoptions. So we need to upgrade our protocol, and this is what Neo is also doing. We're upgrading from Neo2 to Neo3 because we see there is a need of a different design. So we made that decision. And the second characteristic that a blockchain should have is the capacity of tokenization, or in other words, how to digitize physical assets into digital assets. Asset tokenization is a crucial step in digitizing the economy. If we are moving to a truly digital economy, we need to digitize those physical properties into digital forms. There are many different ways to digitize assets, many different categories. Let's say like so-called NFT, non-fungible tokens, can be used to digitize collectibles like tickets, arts, and also we can use ST, security tokens, to digitize securities, including stock, bond, derivative, and maybe real estate, REITs, different kinds of securities. And also many central banks and startups, they're trying to digitize money or fiat, like Tether, like other different stable coins. And also the Chinese central bank are very pioneer in this realm. They're doing so-called CBDC, the central bank digital currency. They're already doing many tests in China with digitized fiat. And even we can digitize physical properties, including cars, phones, TVs, IoT devices. So when all of this different category of assets can be digitized, we're truly moving to a digital economy. So that's the second ability the blockchain need to improve in the future. The first one is adaptability, second tokenization, And the third is interoperability. I mentioned that blockchain will be the infrastructure underlying network for a future global free market. But it's very weird that today's blockchain systems, different blockchains, they actually don't talk to each other. They're not linked with each other. They are separate, independent information silos. So to make blockchain a true solution for the global market, I truly believe that we need better interoperability. And within interoperable blockchains, all the blockchain can form an internet of blockchain, and assets can flow freely between different blockchains. And with some new technologies, new cross-chain technologies, we can even see a cross-chain smart contract. A smart contract on blockchain A can call the smart contract on blockchain B, and they can interact with each other, and it's like they're working in the same network. Okay, so now we've discussed the three attributes that a public blockchain needs to have to become the infrastructure. So the three attributes are adaptability, tokenization, and also interoperability. So now we're moving to the last session of my speech, which is what to expect for Neo in 2020. And especially what we will do in these three aspects. So first of all, we're expecting a new version of Neo3. The upgrade from Neo2 to Neo3 will be the most important upgrade in Neo's history. We had done a lot of optimization, architecture change, and also governance model change within Neo3. We will still use the BFT style consensus, but a new version, DBFT 2.0. We will upgrade our virtual machine. We will upgrade the whole architecture of the core blockchain, and also there are many optimizations. Most importantly, we will do a tweak of our governance model and also economic model, which I will cover a bit later. And also on top of the core protocol, we will have three major new functions, which is the new ID, so that you can have digital identity on new blockchain, Neo FS, which is developed by a dedicated team in St. Petersburg, the distributed storage, so you can store your video, your any data with the new blockchain system. And then we also will have a built-in Oracle. So that means if you are a smart contract developer on Neo, you can visit any URI or URL on the internet. So that's Neo will be the first blockchain system allow you to do that, to directly visit internet. And we also provide funding and technical support for those infrastructure providers like Wallet, like Blockchain Explorer, like developer tools like SDK, things like that. So we're making sure that when Neo3 launches, all this infrastructure services components are completely ready. We're also, with our EcoBoost project, our ecosystem is booming. We're seeing new projects building on top of Neo. We will launch a new project soon. It will be called Early Adopter Project. So if you are willing to develop on top of Neo3, keep tuned, and we will inform you what kind of support you will get. Okay, so now let's talk about all these three aspects I mentioned previously with Neo3's perspective. So for the adaptability part, Neo3 will adopt a new governance model, a new economic model that will be quite different from the one in Neo2. Let's have a closer look at it. So here is the picture that explains the new governance model within Neo3. You will see there are 21 committee members who are voted in by Neo token holders. Neo token, or capitalized letters, Neo, is the governance token of Neo system. If you are simply holding Neo tokens within Neo3, you will be awarded a little amount of gas, which enables you to use the network. But you can just do you can only do very few things with that kind of that amount of gas. But if you actively participated in the governance of Neo, you vote, and you vote correctly for the 21 committee members, you will be rewarded with more gas. Within the 21 committee members, the top 7 most voted members will have the ability to run consensus nodes. So there will still be 7 consensus nodes. Those 7 consensus nodes are responsible for generating new blocks by reaching consensus block by block using a BFT style consensus. And then together with the rest 14 committee members, those 21 members will be responsible to propose to change parameters of new blockchain, so the blockchain can adapt within different demand. And like I said before, different amount of newly generated gas will be distributed to different roles. The Neo holders will get 10%, the voters will get 85%, and 5% will go to the committee. So basically that's how Neo3's governance is working. Okay, so now let's move to the second aspect, tokenization. For Neo to be a platform for digital asset, for the digital economy, we need to have a full spectrum of tokenization services. And I highlighted 3 of them. They are in the Neo ecosystem. The first is Switcho Network. Switcho Network is a decentralized, non-custodial exchange. And they're about to launch a new version of Switcho Exchange. That will be a standalone blockchain. So it means it will have very good performance. And this standalone Switcho blockchain will be connected to the new blockchain through our cross-chain interoperable protocol. And so assets in Neo can be transferred to the Switcho network to do exchange, and even assets from other blockchains like Ontology, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, they can be moved, or USDT, they can be moved in and moved out freely. So it will be a very important exchange infrastructure for the Neo ecosystem. And also the second project is Liquify. So Liquify is a security token offering service provider. They are one of the best in Hong Kong, and also they're integrating Neo ID, the digital identity component within Neo3. So people doing STO on Liquify, they have the ability to use digital identity with Neo. And the third partner is Neoline. Neoline is one of the most popular wallet within Neo system, and they are also supporting new standards, including NFT and Neo DAPI, all those new technical features. So that's the tokenization part. So now we come to the third and last aspect, the interoperability, which is personally, I think, is the most intriguing feature of Neo3 blockchain. Why I'm saying that is like I mentioned before, the upgrade from Neo2 to Neo3 is the most important one. And there are many proposals on how to do it. There's one of them are very intriguing. The proposal is like this. We will keep Neo2 network mainnet, keep it running, and at certain point when Neo3 is ready, we launch Neo3 mainnet. So Neo2 and Neo3 will be running concurrently together for a period of time, and during that period of time, people can freely convert or transfer assets and smart contract from Neo2 to Neo3. And then we will talk to exchange, talk to other ecosystem partners to ask them to do the conversion, to do the shift at a given date when the Neo3 is completely ready. And then when the time comes, everyone in the Neo system will do the conversion, from 2 to 3. And at that point, we are completely moving from 2 to 3. And we will keep Neo2 running for another period of time, and it will be wind down after that period of time. So with that cross-chain approach, we see a potential for different blockchains to evolve from their current status to a new status, or even we see the possibility for two blockchains to merge together. We see the possibilities for one blockchain to split into two blockchains. So I personally think it's a very intriguing idea. So this is how a Neo3 ecosystem will interact with other blockchains and networks. Okay, basically that's what my speech are all about. And my last words will be, may the fittest blockchain survive. I believe with Neo3, we have the adaptability, we have the capacity of tokenization, and we also have an open mind for interoperability. I believe Neo3 will be at least one of the winners in the competition of public blockchains. Thank you. So now let's welcome our next speaker, John Wang from NGD Eco Growth, and his topic will be the core value of ecosystem. He will give us some insights of how to develop an international community for Neo.